Hello and welcome to another video from oorail. In this video we're going to show you how to add the extra detailing to this locomotive. This is a Heljan Class 14 diesel shunter locomotive, and in this particular case it came with about 6 or so of these plastic brake pieces, one for each wheel. And it also came with these pieces here that I glued on to the end. So to add these pieces, it's pretty straightforward. You're going to need some sort of glue. I'd recommend using the Loctite brush-on glue because you'll have a bit of extra control. And if you look at the piece, here, you'll see that there's 2 pegs, and those 2 pegs go into a set of holes in the loco itself. So I'll zoom in here so you can see. Zoomed in a little too far. So if you look here, you'll see there are a set of holes right here, just 2 of them. And this is pretty tricky, but if you're just careful with it, it won't be too hard. So what we're going to do is glue it into those 2 holes and then glue it to the brake rod there. So we're going to take the brush and just dab a very small amount of glue onto either end of that. Move the glue out of the way. And then this bit's pretty tricky. You're going to have to essentially slide it in like so. I'm going to turn it around this way, and what I found works very well is to use 2 of these sticks, and basically you're just going to have to position it into place like so. As you can see, it is quite tricky to do this. Okay, so it's actually now in place pretty much. You can see right here it's in place, but there's still a little gap between the 2, so we're going to put it on its end like so. Let's zoom out just a little bit, and then I'm going to take another small dab of glue and pry this away slightly. So touch the end of that with the glue and then just push it into place like so. And I'm going to take the back end of this and just push down on that to make sure that it's in place, and then just a quick check. Make sure that the wheel can still freely move. So I'm going to flip the loco up on the end here very carefully because this detailing is pretty fragile. So you can see here what I did was we added these ones first. This one that I added last year had actually fallen out. So each one of these, if I put this way and point, it might be easier. So this detail here on the end for the brakes were glued in, and then this one, and this one, and then the same thing was done on the other side. You can see this was glued in, and then we added the brakes here, here, and here. And then the underneath, you can see glues in on either side. So the way I installed this is I actually glued the end pieces in first, then I glued the under piece in, and I dropped these in afterwards, and then these pieces I just glued in first. It was easy enough to do. Alright, and so that's basically how you add detailing to the logo. I'd highly recommend using the brush-on glue, just because you have a little bit more control over how much glue gets put on there, and you don't need a whole lot to add to it. So hopefully you found this video useful, and until next time.